Every bride imagines her big day is unbeatable.
I don't have a doubt in my mind how amazing my wedding is going to end up being.
But would her guests be so gushing?
It was a little tacky.
It was not up to par.
Just too much.
So what if 4 brides agree to attend each other's weddings to judge whose is best? Could it be a fantasy made real?
This was perfect, everything I ever dreamed of.
Or a ghastly ordeal?
What the heck is that? This is like my worst nightmare.
The brides are rating each wedding on the venue, the food, the dress, and the overall experience. At stake is a stunning tropical honeymoon. Which of these brides will see her groom step out of the prize winner's limo? Find out after 4 weddings.
I think I'm going to win.
My wedding blew those other weddings out of the water.
I should win because my wedding was perfect.
Meet Ariana, a New York City event planner who is arranging her own big day.
I'm putting myself up to probably the biggest challenge in my professional career. I don't have a doubt in my mind how amazing my wedding is going to end up being. I definitely think my wedding has a huge chance of winning this competition.
This is her husband-to-be, David.
We started taking dance lessons about 2 months ago.
Take my lead, no matter what happens. That's what you need to do, or else it's gonna look
Kind of
terrible.
hot. Keep going.
I'm being serious.
My ceremony is going to be a traditional Jewish ceremony, and the second part of the night we're going to have in the club atmosphere with bottles of alcohol on the table, with buckets of ice and mixers. Invitations are going out this week. My invite list is about 250.
There's no way that you can have a personal connection when you're entertaining 250 people. So if you ever walk my cousin's dog once, you're definitely not invited to this wedding.
Frugal Francine is also saying no to wearing white for her walk down the aisle.
Ta-da! I would describe my dress as totally non-traditional. It's definitely a showstopper, don't you think? It is old Hollywood glamour. It is red. It is out there.
Francine's fiancé is Michael.
Michael and I have been together for 18 years. 18 years is a long time. We have 2 kids together, and the most important thing about my wedding is keeping our kids involved in it. Waverly will be my maid of honor, and Mikey will be Michael's best man. I'm absolutely trying to show people that it can be done on a budget without sacrificing any glamour, any fabulosity.
We definitely went over budget, but this day is gonna be worth every penny.
Melissa wants to be like Cinderella.
My wedding is going to be a fairy tale.
Her Prince Charming is high school sweetheart Dominic.
We actually had gone through a lot of rough times. My fiance had bone cancer, and then my father had passed away. So we waited until everything settled down to make it a happy thing again.
She stuck by my side, I had no hair, and she still stuck with me, and that's why I love her and I want to marry her.
I definitely want to create a wow factor. I think I am most proud of the venue that we chose because I wanted a place big enough to have 280 people dance. We also have sparklers that outline the dance floor.
Excellent.
I don't like theme weddings. I think that a wedding's just supposed to be about love. It's not supposed to be a costume party.
I really do hope people do show up in outrageous costumes. That would definitely make our day complete.
Sharon's event could be a scream come true.
This is my second wedding, and I was not looking for the traditional route. We're going with a fall/Halloween theme. After the ceremony, we're gonna go to a local haunted house.
Sharon's other half is John.
My fiance is a phenomenal father figure for my child. He's just amazing. I don't think a lot of brides pick a spooky horror element. A lot of people are gonna be scratching their heads throughout our wedding.
Each of these 4 brides thinks she's having the best wedding ever. Ariana's spending a cool $75,000 on an Orthodox Jewish ceremony, followed by a nightclub-style reception. Fabulous but frugal describes Francine's 100-guest wedding. Her goal is a 40s Hollywood feel for 10 grand. Melissa's fantasy is to be Cinderella for a day. Only her big dreams are also costing big bucks. $75,000 in fact. And then there's Sharon's Halloween wedding. She's budgeting $22,000 on the Spooktacular. Our New York brides meet up before the first wedding to sound out the competition.
My budget is, I'm gonna call it the receptionista's budget. I enjoy all things fabulous, but I refuse to pay full price for anything. So, of course, that's made our whole wedding planning very challenging.
It'll be really interesting to see what she can pull together on such a tight budget. We're both huge horror fans, so we're going for a fall/Halloween themed wedding. We like the spookiness and the mystery surrounding Halloween and the fact that you can be somebody else for that day. Some of our guests may surprise and come in full costume, which could be unique.
Yeah, we might all come in costume.
Maybe like a blonde wig or something. Because nobody knows me anyway, so, it'll be,
Right? I'm not a Halloween person. I would never have a Halloween-themed wedding. We're doing a very traditional Jewish ceremony in a beautiful old sanctuary that's almost 100 years old. We're doing it kind of out of order. We're doing cocktails first, then ceremony, then a sit-down dinner with no dancing, and then a party. We're kind of ending the night as if we were at a nightclub in New York City.
Ariana's having her service first, and then she's having her dinner, and then she's going into the party factor. And I think that's going to be a detriment because people will lose interest.
I've envisioned this wedding since I was a little girl. I've been dreaming about this forever. I started planning a week and a half before I got engaged because I knew it was coming. My venue, it has $1 million lighting system inside the ceiling because my fiance and I are young, so we wanted a party. And I just want people to walk out and say, wow, that was incredible. And I'm happy I was there.
Listening to Melissa talk about her wedding tonight, I feel that I'm gonna walk into a production, a big show. She's gonna be this princess at this ball.
I'm feeling super confident about my wedding. I want people to see that it's possible to spend $10,000 and have a fabulous wedding just like a $100,000 wedding.
I think Ariana and Melissa were a little put back by the fact that I'm having a Halloween wedding. Ariana mentioned it wasn't one of her favorite holidays. For her, I think this is gonna be a little tough to swallow.
I think my chances of being the one that comes out on top are pretty good because I can ensure that these 3 brides are gonna have a really good time at my wedding.
Get ready to party, girls.
The ladies also learn the rules. Each wedding might feel different, but they're being judged on 4 common criteria.
Oh my God.
First, the brides give a score for overall experience and originality, and then rank the weddings on the venue, the food, and the dress. The bride with the most points wins a romantic honeymoon escape to a fabulous destination. First up is Sharon's Halloween wedding in Long Island, New York. She's suggested the guest brides come in costume, but none of them have.
I'm gonna get to the door and say, trick or treat! Sharon's venue reminded me of a motel. So I thought, wow, a wedding reception in a motel? Interesting. Thank you. Walking in, you'll be pleasantly surprised to see that it is a very warm, fall, autumn-like feel to it.
It's nice, it's very simple, very plain, not overdone.
Right.
Very pretty colors.
I still haven't seen anybody in costume yet.
Me neither.
There was absolutely no one here in costume, which was a little disappointing because I was looking forward to that. I'm glad I didn't wear a costume because I would have stuck out like a sore thumb.
With all the guests seated, the bridal procession begins. Sharon's daughter, Amber, is one of the flower girls.
We have come here together today to celebrate the marriage of Sharon and John. Sharon and John have chosen to read their own vows.
I promise to love you in good times and in bad, with all I have to give and all I feel inside.
Before I met you, I was only half a person with emptiness in my heart. However, your love has filled that void completely, and I am whole again.
They wrote their own vows, which were great. They had a friend officiate. They did the unity candle, which I know is very traditional.
When a couple marries, it's not just the joining of two lives, it's also the joining of families. For as Sharon and John become husband and wife, they join with Amber to become a family and acknowledge her significance on this special day.
Sharon's wedding was very personal. I really liked that they included her daughter in the wedding ceremony.
I think that the photographer was very intrusive during the ceremony. He probably could have gotten some of the pictures he wanted without being so close to them, and I think the flash was making way too much noise.
You may kiss the bride.
Sharon's dress was beautiful. It was very Renaissance looking. She had lace sleeves that came down. The train was long. She looked beautiful in it.
I could stare at the bride.
I know.
It was just way too complicated. There was too much going on with sleeves and trains, and it was just too much.
You know how they say there's a dress for every bride? This really fits her, and she looks
really
very beautiful.
She does look beautiful.
Bates Motel, oh wow.
Bride of Frankenstein.
I really like what Sharon did with the table names. I thought that was innovative, that was different. Insane Asylum, am I in that group? The table we were sitting at was called Spider's Lair, and I thought that was really funny. Like for our pumpkin, okay. I did like the pumpkins that were at the head of the table, that were artistically done to look like the name. Besides the pumpkins and the fall colors, it wasn't too much Halloween to this wedding.
The guest brides might not think it's very Halloween-like now, but little do they know, Sharon will be surprising them later with a trip to a haunted house.
Mr. and Mrs. John Linder.
The Halloween scary music that they came into, I heard a lot of people laughing. I kind of laughed at it more than with it.
The bride and groom share their first dance as cigars are handed out as wedding favors. Next, it's the best man's speech.
The speech I thought was very, very entertaining. I loved the part when the guy redid the whole VMA Awards.
Hey Jason, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish in a second. I just want to say Beyonce had one of the best videos ever. One of the best videos ever. Thank you, Kanye West.
Funny.
Sharon's dinner was a sit-down meal.
I smell the food.
They gave us the pasta and the salad, and then they offered us, I think, about 5 choices, which isn't normal. That was actually a lot more than what you would get at another place. I had ordered the chicken franchise, and it was a little dry. I don't mean to be picky, but there wasn't a lot of sauce on it, which you expect to have.
The salmon, it was just okay to me. I know good salmon, so you can't just fool me with a little bit of breadcrumb on it.
Sharon's wedding cake was red velvet, which I thought was actually very fitting, being a Halloween theme, being red colored. It was also delicious. And then they did a dessert bar, which they rolled out, which was a chocolate fountain, and it had everything you can imagine cut up into little squares. And the groom said that was a surprise to Sharon, that he had told her they couldn't afford it, and now he surprised her with it, so she must have been really happy.
The scene on the dance floor, it was happening. Her father-in-law is a card, and he really had the party going, so I might hire him for my wedding. The music was very eclectic. I think she really wanted to have something for everybody.
My wedding definitely surpassed my expectations of how the day was going to be. It's been wonderful. Everybody seems to be having a great time. Everyone's happy and really enjoying the day, so that's all I wanted. You guys having a good time?
The night isn't quite over yet. Sharon has one more surprise for her guests.
We're going to be going to the haunted house and do a walkthrough. I don't know if you guys are interested in coming.
For any guests who dare, there's a final fright in store at Erie Manor.
This is like my worst nightmare. What the heck is that? I think Sharon pulled the trick out her hat at the last minute. Oh my God, why?
This absolutely took me by surprise. I give her a lot of credit. I think she did a really good job adding the Halloween element into her wedding with this.
You guys having fun yet?
I think the haunted house is great. I think it's really original and a nice way for her to end the night.
Let me get out of here! Please?
The guest brides have taken the pulse of Sharon's ghostly wedding and made mental notes on the venue, the food, and the dress. For now, they're only giving their scores for the overall experience.
I'm gonna give Sharon a 7 out of 10 for overall experience. The ceremony, the personal touches, the food, they were all satisfactory. I'm not saying it's a horrible wedding, but it could have been better.
I give Sharon a 5 for overall experience at her wedding because her photographer seemed to have been getting in the way. He was snapping pictures and the flashes were actually making us dizzy. And then I feel like the dance floor wasn't big enough for everybody.
For overall experience, I give Sharon a 6 out of 10. I think that for the Halloween theme, Sharon's venue lacked character and personality. It was still a traditional wedding with all the traditional elements.
Sharon's had her chance to draw gasps from the judges. Now it's Melissa's turn. She's planned a fairy tale wedding in New Jersey.
Like the grand entrance. Yeah, exactly.
I can't wait to see the rest of this place.
I know, this place is amazing. It's stunning. Yeah, it does, actually.
I think this wedding is probably gonna be on the somewhat elaborate side. It looks like a really beautiful place. It's named the Venetian, so I'm really excited to see what happens.
Wow.
We need Hansel and Gretel to help us.
Or like a GPS.
It's a beautiful venue. It's very classy, but it's a little bit too opulent and fussy for me.
Melissa's ceremony was held in a beautiful chapel setting.
As soon as I walked into the ceremony room, I just was engulfed by all the candlelight.
Sorry.
Please arise.
She just looked exquisite. I know Melissa lost her father a few years ago. She's walking down with her mom, so I'm almost positive that's what she must be thinking about.
Let us pray. Father, hear our prayers for Melissa and Dominic, who today are united in marriage before you.
She did have a traditional Catholic ceremony, and they exchanged roses with one another, and I thought that was a nice touch.
The single rose always meant one thing: I love you. Please exchange your gift of love.
It was very symbolic of their relationship, and it was very emotional and touching.
You, Dominic, take Melissa to be your wife. Will you love and honor her all the days of your life?
I do. I definitely felt the connection between not just the bride and groom up there, but everybody that was up there. Everybody was kind of really excited.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now kiss your beautiful bride.
Melissa had on a princess-style dress, sort of like Cinderella, flowing skirt and tulle and form-fitting bodice, which is everything I expected her to have.
I felt that Melissa was way too exposed. You're getting married, and you can see it all.
I thought she would have chosen something maybe more youthful, more modern. The lace bodice was more mature looking. It didn't say 24-year-old to me. Let's put it that way. After the ceremony, we went into the cocktail hour. Get ready to rumble.
This all looks so delicious.
It really does.
I love orzo.
I think there was over 250 selections. So I was just really blown away.
I've never seen that much amount of food anywhere. At the grocery store, no less, you know.
You think we got enough?
There wasn't actually an announcement of the cocktail hour being over. What they did is they pulled the curtains apart to kind of just show the room.
Holy crap. That's cool how they open it like that.
I know.
It looked like something out of a fairy tale with the tremendous chandeliers.
Wow. Nice, nice.
You know, like Cinderella's fantasy.
All of a sudden, there was an explosion at our table, which actually startled me at first. I look up, and the centerpiece actually has a sparkler in it. It was like the 4th of July.
Like, I need a drink.
I have never been to a wedding that had an exploding centerpiece.
I was worried that perhaps, you know, the paper items on the table would catch fire. Everyone had a drink in hand ready to become part of the volunteer fire corps. But it was very impressive.
You had a choice of steak, chicken, or salmon. I asked if they had anything vegetarian, and they did.
Wow. That's good, right?
I had the Chateaubriand. It was nicely seasoned. It was presented nicely. It was served with a savory kind of mashed potato. It was delicious.
After dinner, it's time to fill up the giant dance floor.
The music is really good. The DJ seems to be feeling out the crowd. He's catering to both the young guests and the older guests with the traditional Italian music. Rather than being a guest and just being there observing the couple, you're actually part of the wedding.
I want to say 4 words about this wedding right now, and it's fist pumping in Jersey. Now it's becoming a real party.
Her husband's having a ball on the dance floor. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be knocked out tonight.
One of the best things so far has been Melissa coming over to me, apologizing for her groom. He's just beyond hysterical.
How her groom acted on the dance floor, definitely a surprise. Thought he was a little kind of over the top at times with his behavior, which might, you know, raise an eyebrow or two in the family. You know, I don't know how they roll.
Family wedding!
I did see the garter toss. It managed to affix itself onto the chandelier, which was pretty entertaining.
Did he really get it up there?
It seemed like everyone had a good laugh over it.
This was absolutely the best night of my life. I couldn't have asked for more. This was perfect. Everything I ever dreamed of, plus more. And we just wanted a huge party, and now we're getting it, and we're gonna continue it over at the hotel.
The guest brides have paid close attention to Melissa's venue, dress, and food. But for now, they are only awarding scores for overall experience.
I'm giving Melissa's wedding an 8 for overall experience because the show isn't everything. You can say it's beautiful and everything was wonderful, but the wedding is too opulent and extravagant.
I would rate this overall experience, Melissa's wedding, as 9. It deserves a high score. It was an event from start to finish. It was well done, it was tasteful, it was beautiful, the food was amazing, she looked amazing, and I had a great time, and I didn't know anybody in that room.
Out of a score of 10, I'm giving Melissa an 8 for overall experience. The venue, the decor, the music, the food is definitely top-notch. This is pretty impressive.
The brides are all set to enjoy wedding number 3. At stake is a honeymoon prize to paradise. Ariana plans events for a living, so everyone is expecting something extra special.
Hello. No, thank God. Yeah, because she does. What? You have to work tomorrow. Yeah.
It's a Sunday night, which is a horrible day for a wedding. It wasn't taken into consideration that people do have to work the next day.
So we're going to the right. Hello. Thank you.
You have to here walk down the center.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh. The synagogue is absolutely beautiful. The stained glass, it gave it like a very old vibe to it.
Well, this is very beautiful. It is very nice.
I love the candles. It's romantic.
Yes, it is very. My eye is killing me. I don't know what I did to my eye. Kind of like mascara and moving vehicles do not go hand in hand. My eye is acting so up right now. She had a traditional Jewish ceremony. It was kind of like a changing of the guards. Her parents turning her over to him and him presenting her to the Huppa, which I guess is sacred in their religion.
The ceremony started out for me a little somber. It seemed like a solemn type of event, and then it sort of picked up.
It's the concept of beshert that many of us are familiar with, that even before we come into this world, it has been predetermined who we will marry and who we will travel through this world with.
There was a couple of points where it was very memorable and deep.
David, I'm going to ask you to take this ring and to place it on Ariana's finger.
But the fact that he received no ring and there was no kissing, there was really no like children involved, that's sort of out of the norm for me. So it made me a little uncomfortable.
The traditional end to a Jewish wedding ceremony is when the groom stomps on a glass.
Mazel tov!
And the witnesses wish them good luck.
Her gown was not what I expected. It was pillowed on the bottom where it had different layers, and silk gowns, they tend to look kind of crumpled. I wasn't crazy about it.
Ariana's dress, surprisingly, was very traditional. I don't think that it fit her personality. I just expected it to be sexier.
I just thought it was ugly. I wasn't a big fan of it. I thought she could have done a lot more.
Wow, this is beautiful.
When we exited the ceremony, we went upstairs into the cocktail room. It was gorgeous.
I smell food. Yes, exactly. Vegetable dim sum? That sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm really liking this whole cocktail hour. The vegetable dim sum is delicious. My eye, it's very painful, but I'm trying to be here for Ariana.
When we entered the reception space, there was a lot of traditional Jewish dancing.
I've been to my fair share of bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah, so I know that any Jewish affair is just not complete without the dancing.
After the guests work up an appetite, dinner is served.
What is that? Chicken? Is yours cold? I chose the Chateaubriand. When it came out, it was cold, which is a little hard to enjoy, cold steak.
The food came to the table in questionable shapes, that's for sure. Don't even get me started on what the banana looked like.
As the night rolls on, Francine's scratched eyeball gets worse.
She cut her eye, I think, while she was getting ready. It was really bad. It was all swollen and red. She could barely see, so she had to leave.
I'm really sorry that I'll be missing Ariana's wedding, but my eye has a mind of its own, and it seems to be swelling up more and more as we speak.
The doors opened up behind Ariana and her husband, and it opened up to a nightclub environment.
She had reserved tables with bottles of alcohol on the tables and shot glasses and ice buckets. That was really cool.
I'm not really a club person. I prefer intimate bar kind of settings, not really like the party queen.
I think the whole night of your wedding is completely surreal, from the chuppah to the cocktail hour and then the nightclub. I think it was just the best way to express our love for each other in front of everybody we love, because we both like to shout it from the rooftops.
Our guest brides have scrutinized Ariana's dress, venue, and food. But at this stage, they are only revealing their scores for overall experience.
My score for overall experience is a 4. I expected just more of everything. Her gown to be more exotic, and the reception food, I really didn't care for it.
For overall experience, I'm giving Ariana's wedding a 4. I thought that Sharon's wedding was better, so I had to go a little bit under. Just based on the day and the time that she chose, I thought it was a little inconsiderate to her guests.
For overall experience, I gave Ariana an 8 because her venue was off the chain. The areas where I felt that she was lacking was in the actual food itself. I thought that it was more about the presentation, more so than the taste.
Fortunately for Francine, her scratched eye makes a full recovery in time for her wedding. Her frugal 40s Hollywood affair takes place in a New York City loft.
I think we're right underneath the bridge right here that goes to Manhattan.
Yeah, I hear they're trained.
Very cool location.
I'm really curious to see what Francine does on a shoestring budget, but if she's innovative, she still may get the wedding of her dreams.
Red carpet, look at this.
Oh, red carpet treatment.
The celebrities have arrived.
The red carpet outside was unique. It seemed a little flimsy. It didn't hold up well with the weather conditions.
I think it was more of a red paper. It was a little too makeshift for my taste.
Everything's in one room.
Yeah.
It's very unique.
Very unique.
Like with a loft space, you kind of get it all at once. You take it in and you walk in the door.
Yeah.
You walked in and immediately was the bar with some food set up, and then you went in further and there was all the tables, and then you went in further and that was where the ceremony was. But then there were some questions: where was dancing going to be? Were they going to move the tables?
Maybe, you know, have us bring our chairs to the tables. BYOC kind of event.
You ready? Okay, go.
So you go first.
All right.
You go first.
Francine had told all of her guests to wear black and white, and to my surprise, she ended up wearing a red dress. But it was a beautiful dress, beautiful style, and Francine did look gorgeous in her dress.
Let us begin this celebration of love and life. They come to this marriage as partners and as friends and as equals.
Francine's ceremony was absolutely amazing.
I, Francine, take you, Michael, to be my friend, my partner, and my husband.
It was very deep and meaningful.
Waverly and Mike, would you join us?
I was very touched when she brought the children into the ceremony, and I thought it was fascinating that she had the whole sand element.
Today you celebrate your lives together, joined in a brand new way.
That they could bring that sand home with them, and it was something as a family they all poured into to become united, was a beautiful touch. I love all that kind of gooey stuff.
I now present the Bruno family.
I felt that Francine looked amazing. On the other hand, the wedding day is like the one time you get to put on this amazing costume, and her dress could be worn for many other occasions.
I absolutely love the fact that Francine wore a red gown. It was a great punch.
The ceremony ends, and then we made our way into cocktail hour.
In order to get to cocktail hour, you had to pass through where the ceremony had been, pass through where the tables were established. So it was a little cumbersome. You don't want to see the trays being brought out and the chairs being dragged. And I think that sort of takes away from the atmosphere.
Weddings are supposed to be perfection. You're supposed to walk into the room and see the magic. You don't want to see what goes into it. It was a little tacky.
What is this? It's cheese.
I was extremely disappointed by the selection of food during the cocktail hour.
There wasn't many selections, and what was there was not really extremely palatable.
Like out of a freezer cold. If you're gonna have that food, at least have it warm.
I'm starving, and if it goes on any further where we don't get dinner, I might have to break into the vending machine downstairs.
Welcome to the club. I'm in the club, ladies.
So what do you think of the centerpiece?
I love red, so for me, anything in red like, makes me really happy. And I like the feather. I love simple centerpieces. That's my taste. I don't like that they're low, so we can talk.
But the booming sound system is affecting conversation.
I feel like I have to scream to talk to you guys now.
Francine's wedding was louder than a heavy metal concert at the Coliseum.
I understand loud later when everybody's dancing, but it was during the cocktail hour.
All the like diamonds are dancing. The table's vibrating. That's how loud the music is.
The silverware was actually vibrating.
What are you gonna get?
I don't know, what is there? You got like a mashed potato, a vegetable, and then a choice of chicken, beef, and fish. And that's what I was told when I asked. What is that? Beef. Not what kind of beef. I was just told beef, and it was slapped on my plate. We realized that there was no dressing on the salad. So I had to go up and ask them for a dressing, and they had like a no-name brand salad dressing in a bottle, like straight from a supermarket. I'm gonna bring these right back. And then one of the ladies that was helping with the food, she came over and yelled at me for taking the dressing. So I had to give it back. I'm happy now, I'm okay.
Everybody, we got a presentation.
I'm a huge fan of choreographed dancing at weddings. It's like watching a show. I wouldn't like it if they did a musical, but that I loved.
It was a little strange for me. I hope Francine didn't spend a lot of money on the dance squad because I believe that the value could have been placed someplace else.
With the dance floor warmed up, the guests get down.
After 18 years of waiting, I think this date was well worth the wait. Everyone's here that needs to be here. And you just feel the love. You walk into the room and you just feel the love.
The guest brides have inspected Francine's dress, venue, and food. But for now, they're only giving their scores for overall experience.
I'm giving Francine a 6 out of 10 for overall experience. While her ceremony was very touching, she fell short on the food aspect, the service aspect, and the music was extremely loud.
I'm giving Francine a 5 out of 10. The venue was very small, too much confusion on where everything was going on, and the food selection was very minimal.
I'm giving Francine an 8 out of 10 because although the food was lacking, I felt that from start to finish, it was an experience. I think Francine's wedding proves that you can do a fabulous wedding on a shoestring budget.
Each of these brides believes her wedding trumps the rest, but only one can win the honeymoon of her dreams.
My wedding day was the best because it was from start to finish a dream.
My wedding, I feel, was the best because we took our guests to a haunted house and gave them an experience that they would never experience at anybody else's wedding.
The 4 brides have attended each other's big days and awarded a figure out of 10 for overall experience. Now, to deter any bride from low-scoring the other simply to improve her own chances, the brides must rank the weddings first, second, or third in the remaining categories: the venue, the food, and the dress.
I enjoyed Sharon's dress the most. It was different. I thought it fit her beautifully. She definitely looked the best in her dress.
My least favorite dress was Ariana's. It kind of reminded me of a wedding cake.
I liked Francine's food the least because there wasn't much selection. So it just felt like it could have been any meal. It didn't feel like I was at a wedding.
I enjoyed Melissa's venue the most because I couldn't take my eyes off of it. I was mesmerized.
The rankings are converted into points out of 30 in each category and added to existing scores for overall experience. Each bride now has a total out of 120. The brides can finally come together to discover who has won this wedding contest.
Cheers. Congratulations again. Congratulations.
I have sweaty palms, I don't know about you guys. I feel that I should be the one to win the honeymoon because my wedding was perfect.
Very anxious.
Yes. I'm very excited. My wedding blew those other weddings out of the water. I would be shocked if I didn't win, honestly.
It would mean everything for me to win the honeymoon. It would give us something to look forward to.
May the best bride win.
I think I'm gonna win the competition. I have the nicest dress, and I think my venue was the best.
So which bride's wedding beats out the competition?
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
It's time to find out. The winning bride's groom is on his way.
I'm a little nervous.
Just a little bit.
Can't
A little
wait to find
anxious,
out.
a little excited.
Very anxious.
He'll present the luxury honeymoon prize to one of these excited brides.
I kind of just want to see the limo pull up and see who gets out of it already.
Yeah. I'm feeling the same way.
Yeah? I think I see something.
Here it is.
They are extremely tinted windows.
Wow. Yeah. Hey. Congratulations.
So it's Melissa's New Jersey fist-pumping celebration that scoops first place. Maximum points for food and impressive venue scores rocket her total to 103 points out of a possible 120. Runner-up is Sharon. A highly rated lacy Halloween dress and tasty numbers for food help push her final tally to a spooky 72 points. In third place is Ariana. Her glamorous venue is liked a lot by the judges, and she finishes with a creditable 69 points. And fourth comes Francine's intimate affair. That red dress is a hit, and the guest brides had fun. Francine's final total is an admirable 62 points.
Okay, where are we going? Congratulations, you have won a dream honeymoon to paradise, escaping to the tropical beauty and pristine beaches of the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Wow. Rude. Aw, I thought you would be dancing like at your wedding. Come on, let's see a break dancing move. I want to recount. But seriously, I am genuinely happy for them. And Melissa better send me a postcard from the U.S. Virgin Islands.
I still feel my wedding is the best, regardless, out of all four of them. It had every element that I could ever dream of in my wedding, and it was one of the best days of my life.
Thank you so much.
I'm disappointed that we didn't win the honeymoon, but John and I are expecting our first child, and that's honestly the best thing that could have come out of our wedding.
I am so excited. I'm so surprised. It means a lot to me. It just proves that my hard work and all the effort that I put into everything paid off. I think Dominic partying, his breakdancing definitely sold us. Good job, babe.
Take us to the airport and step on it.
I can't believe you did it.
I didn't do it. We did it.